There is Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts with our first Christmas card of the year. Although I actually did make this one last year. I had a couple that I filmed that I didn't have time to show you, so I thought I would save them up and have them ready to start to show you relatively early this year so that you guys could have them ready to get going. So this is a card made using some Sue Wilson dies. It's a pretty quick video and it's a simplistic card to look at, very classic kind of look, but it obviously takes a little bit longer than the video might imply because obviously I do a lot of editing and things like I've done the die cutting in advance, etc. So I started out with a 6x6 card there with a mat of silver mirror board, and then I die cut some of these beautiful holly from the Sue Wilson die, and details of all the products used, etc., will be on the blog post, and as always if you just click on the link below this it will take you to that blog post. So then I wanted to stamp on my white layer, so I've got my card base, my silver mirror, then a white layer using embossing ink and this lovely sentiment stamp from Creative Expressions. Now I stamped it a couple of times with this embossing ink. I just wanted to be sure that it was nice and sticky, that the embossing powder would really stick to it properly and there'd be no problems, because what I'm not doing is pressing too hard because it's a fine sentiment, so it's better to do several stamps than one big press and to get the ink onto the surface. I'm then using some Cosmic Shimmer lovely silver embossing powder. By the way, I did do my sort of powdery stuff. I use a brush and taupe on my piece of card before I did the stamping so that there would be no excess sticky bits where the embossing powder could adhere to. And then I used my heat tool and I just slowly heated it up from underneath on top, etc., till we got that lovely silver embossing, which then would go beautifully with my matte and layering. So I adhered my silver mirror to the front of the card, and then I adhered this matte. Now it's approximately 6 inches, and because the card is for a 6-inch envelope, so it's approximately 6 inches, then about a 1/4 inch down for the silver mirror, and then a further 1/4 inch down for the white layer. And then on the inside I took another matte and I adhered that down, and then I stamped that with the Happy Christmas and just some black embossing. Now the reason I used another matte was just to give a bit of a more stability to the back, but you don't have to do that. You could stamp straight down onto the back of the card if you wanted. So then I wanted to adhere my die cuts, and I spent quite a bit of time trying to fiddle around with where I wanted them. I couldn't quite work it out. It took me some time. Once I'd sorted that out, I then just took my glue pen here initially, and then I felt that was just, it just wasn't working for me. It was actually a little bit too wet and I had to actually put weights down, so in the end I used a spray adhesive and just did it that way, and then I could just gently press it down when I needed to, and that was working better for me on this particular surface. And then just to finish off, I had as well die cut the little berries, but I still cut those in the white as well because I wanted that mono sort of tone look. And so again, it took some time to work out how to position those, because the way I'd done the leaves in order to get them in how I wanted them made me have to fiddle around with the berries to cover up where the leaves weren't really meeting in the stalks. So it was a bit of a fiddle, but we got there in the end. And then as you can see, that's the inside. You can just see that layer, and that is it. A very clean, simple card. It is simple to make. It took longer than obviously this video perhaps shows, but once you got things how you wanted them, it would be very, very quick to do multiples of this, because you could die cut loads of the leaves, loads of the swirly bits, loads of the berries, etc. You could bulk make this very quickly, because once you knew where things were going, it would be very much quicker because you'd have that down as a routine. And I'm sure you could comfortably make 10 in a couple of hours at least, and then you'd have a nice elegant card I think it's got that kind of look that these expensive cards have, because often when you go to these stores they charge you a fortune for cards like this, because the more simple it looks the more they seem to want to charge you. So I hope you like the finished card. As always, do hop on across to the blog post to take a look at photos of it, because I think with this film it's much harder to see it because it's white on white. With the photographs will show that up a lot better for you so you can get a better view of it. And of course I will give you links to all the products used as well. So that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed our first Christmas card of the year, and I will see you again next week, I hope. Bye for now. Bye.